In today's eMoney tip of the week, I'm going to show you how to illustrate to a client taking a portion of their investments and annuitizing it in some form of an annuity. So this is very common that we get this question a lot from clients. Maybe they have an existing annuity and they need a guaranteed income stream and they want to look at annuitizing it as opposed to transferring out and doing something else. Or maybe they have a client that wants to take a portion of their money out over a time period to switch to a different investment for tax purposes. Another way this is commonly somebody wants a guaranteed income that's higher than what they maybe have from Social Security, or maybe they have a pension and they want to look at taking a portion of this in retirement and annuitizing it right away. Where the problem becomes here a lot of times and why I'm going through this is people want to immediately do an annuity, or should be doing an immediate annuity. Now when you put an immediate annuity, if you come into a sample client here, and we go under base facts, it's considered an income stream source. So we're going to hit here. You could actually put immediate annuity. You could also go to this under advanced facts and go under incomes and put it in immediate annuities. The problem with this is it is simply saying that it is an immediate annuity is purchased. It doesn't show the assets that were used to pay for this. So let me state there again. So if you had $100,000 in an investment and you were pulling it out of there, you'd have to go in and show something to get rid of that. You'd have to put a $100,000 expense. There's no way that I know of to transfer it into here. So although this is great, I really don't see a need for it or a way to utilize it that much. So what we're going to show is the client actually take it out of their investments. And where I always like to show everything is Decision Center. I mean, that's the beauty of eMoney, is it allows you to see decisions that you make in your financial life and the long-term impact of them. In our firm, we always talk about our goal is to help clients make informed financial decisions. They're making decisions every day, so utilize Decision Center. If you're using eMoney not utilizing Decision Center, go watch some of my previous tips of the week and listen to me about Decision Center. I mean, I'm telling you, this is what makes eMoney sing. The Decision Center and the client portal are what sets it aside and apart from other plan software options out there. So let's talk about this. In Decision Center, we're going to go and we're going to create a scenario. For this one, I'm just going to call it SPIA. Stands for Single Premium Immediate Annuity. So we're going to just create this. I normally put them all in alternatives. If you want to know more about that, go follow my other eMoney tip of the weeks. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to want to create this annuity. So we're going to go to Add New, and we're going to go to an investment. And we are going to choose down here as annuity, and we're going to add this fact in here. Now this one doesn't really matter. It's going to be a shell, but we're going to call this SPIA, and we're going to leave it fixed. We're going to take it from the 401k. You can do this non-qualified to show what it looks like taken out of the investments and paying some of the taxes on it. But right now, for just the sake of ease of purposes, we're going to make this a qualified annuity. We're going to leave this as $0. We're not going to worry about any of this stuff right now because it's not important about the retirement growth because it's going to be a holding spot. The owner, we're going to do this from Dawn's 401k, so we'll just make this, and we'll make Betty. You could go here and put more beneficiaries if you're doing this in real life. Annuitization begins. This is key here because we're going to annuitize this. I have another video where I talk about how to use these income riders. We are simply talking about somebody's going to annuitize this. They're either using a DIA or a SPIA, or they're using some other type of vehicle chassis, and they're getting to the annuitization phase. So let's go here. Annuitization begins when? We're going to do Dawn's retirement. This video is being recorded in 2022. This client would retire in 2029. This annuitization type, life for a period certain. We're going to go life. And then we're going to put it's based upon Dawn's life just for this scenario. And then we'll put a guaranteed payout of say 20 years. So we're going to do a life with period certain of 20 years. If this was a non-qualified, maybe we could go ahead and put joint, do other things on there here. So right now we've just built this out. We got to go in here and do one other step. We got to go to the guarantees. And so for guarantees apply to, we're going to put both withdrawals and income. Future base value. All right, then we're going to go guaranteed in effect for fixed term, Dawn Draper, Betty. I'm just going to put Dawn. None of this really matters because this is what really matters in here. I'm going to put the guaranteed annuitization factor. Let's say it's 6%. Now you got to go out and get an illustration from some annuity company out there and figure out if that's a realistic percentage at age 65. Probably not realistic for a 65-year-old. I was just doing one for an older client the other day that we need to do one. So 6% went out of my head. Again, figure that out. That's not what we're here to talk about. Put a realistic number in there. So we're going to hit save in here. So now we've just created this vehicle, this chassis, but now we got to fund this. And so one of the things I'm going to show you in here is I'm going to rename this, and I'm going to put this as a 1. And I talk about this in my other eMoney tip of the weeks. Whenever I have a multi-step strategy inside Decision Center, I'm going to want to always put that 1 there, or number 2, depending on where I'm at, to show me that all those things with the same number have to be turned on. It's just a little hack. So we're going to do an add new. We're going to put a transfer in here. We're going to fund this. So let's go to add this fact, and we are going to put transfer to SPIA. And you make these names when you're seeing them reports and stuff that you can figure these out. People use these crazy naming things. Make it simple. Annual amount, let's just say we're going to do $300,000 to start this bad boy off. All right, and you can build out scenarios where you're doing 100,000, 200,000, right? Copy and paste these things in here. We're not going to mess around with this. We're going to just put no growth, because we're going to assume they're doing it in today's dollars. You could put growth in there, but just to make it simplistic for this. Where's this going to come from? We're going to take this from his 401k, and we're going to go ahead and put this in our SPIA. Make sure you have the SPIA clicked on up here. If you don't have this clicked on up here, you won't be able to pick this. And so we are not going to do a full transfer value. Maybe you are doing a full transfer value, do that. But in this case scenario, we're just going to do $300,000. We're going to do this when Dawn is 64. This is kind of the best way I know how to do it if you're going to do a retirement age, is when, because I want it to transfer in the year before, just so it's clean and it's easier and I can see it in reports better. Maybe we'll do the same year. That's just what I do. Duration here, we're going to put this for 1 year. So now it's going to take from Dawn's 401k. We're going to transfer in a qualified annuity, so we don't have to worry about tax situation in this particular instance. So now what we've just done is we've created an annuity. It's going to transfer it in, and then the following year it's going to annuitize this. So what we're able to show now for this client is we can come in and say, Mr. and Mrs. Client, based upon what you guys are currently doing, if you didn't change one thing, where we go to Monte Carlo, we go to Monte Carlo summary, you currently have a probability of success of, I believe it's 91 if I remember the sample client, 91%. All right, now we're going to change this, and we're going to go down to our SPIA one, and typically this would be alternatives for me, and I'd have a lot of other things I'm turning on and off. But in this scenario, I just want to show the impact of this one decision that they're making, so they can make this from an informed basis. And now you can see that that actually doesn't move the needle at all. Now, sometimes you might want to come here and look at lifetime portfolio value. I would not do this in front of a client. You can see it does add a little bit of value for them, but ultimately it doesn't move the needle for this particular client. That's the type of conversation I want to have with my clients, but let's see how this is working. So if you want to know how this is working, I would go into Ledger. I do not like to go into Ledger report with clients, but I will I want to show how something like this works. So we're going to go and we're going to change this to SPIA. All right, so now we're going to update this. And I'm going to go here and I'm going to go to where he is 64. And I want you to see what I just put in here. So this is the year before. And what we're going to see is this money transfer out. So if we go down to Dawn's 401k, we're going to see transfer to SPIA. Why? It's transfer to, SPIA is the name of the account. So because we called that account, see how it was easy? Transfer to, if you call this ABC account, I would say transfer to ABC account, transfer to ABC account. Which account? This would be the ABC account or SPIA right there. So we can see that $300,000. We can also go down to this account called SPIA and see that it was funded. Beginning of the year at 0, 300,000, because remember we didn't put any adjustment for inflation. Let's go and let's look at the next year inside of here. So now we're going to go to 2029. And what we can see inside of here, if we go down to SPIA, you're going to see that there's a credit here. It was annuitized. So now it's doing what we want it to do. And we've now just bypassed, if we were to go and create an immediate annuity under income, now it's actually showing the effect of getting rid of that account. And then if we look at the cash flow, we can see what's going up here, and we always go to core cash to see what's going on. You can see these two income distributions. One is going to be annuitized, the other one's an income withholding. Right, so that's huge because it's realizing it's a qualified annuity. So again, you can see this right here. It shows up. It's got a huge impact. You can also look at this under tax events. It's another little thing I like to go into here. And you can see that this does show up under tax events because why? Because we're taking an income stream. So I think it's really, really important to see. that you can show this in their cash flows. Another way you could quickly show this to a client. I don't like to go into cash flow because I like Monte Carlo. And I would have to go in here if I was really getting into nitty gritty. I would create another one where they're all earning 4% or 5% fixed. But if you wanted to show just the impact of this, we can compare base facts versus the SPIA here. And if we go ahead and update on here, we can look at this, how this impacts their investments, how this impacts their cash flows, right? So we can go here to retirement year, and you're going to really see that stark difference of 4.692 in investments in their total portfolio assets compared to 4,371,000. So they're seeing what's going on inside of there, but they can also look at their cash flows and see if their cash flows are different as well. We hope this tip helped educate and empower you to do more plans for your clients so that you can impact more lives through financial planning. If you have some great tips we don't know about, we'd love to hear about them. If you have a better way of doing what we just showed you, we'd love to hear about that, because we are a noble profession, and together